What's up, y'all? It's your girl QueensteezTV, and I am back with another story time. So y'all seem to like the last story time that I told about the hospital woes, and I promised y'all that I would give you the story of when this guy threw a bucket of vomit on me. Y'all, listen. Before we even get into this story, first of all, hit that like button. If you're here visiting, hit that subscribe button. A lot of y'all come, when I go look at my engagement, y'all come and watch, but y'all do not subscribe to the channel, but you keep coming back. So you might as well just come on home to Big Mama Steez, period. Hit that subscribe button, y'all. Make sure y'all are liking these videos. And yeah, we gonna get straight into it.
I'm so cute. You be dragging on this beat.
Y'all know when I be telling these stories, they be giving your girl flashbacks, okay? So yeah, I'm gonna try to keep it together. But y'all, so back when I was in undergrad, I was in school, I wasn't one of those, people who could just go to school. I had to make my little coins. So yeah, I just used to work weekend. They call it weekend option, but it's basically when you only work the weekend. Like you work Friday, Saturday, and I think Sunday. Did I used to work Sunday? I think I used to, yeah. Something like that. It's called weekend option. So that's all I used to do because I used to go to school, of course, during the week. So I used to work overnight in the ER. Back then it was called the ER. Now they call it the ED. But yeah. So y'all get y'all popcorn because this is really getting ready to be a time. I promise you, y'all. This is really about to be a time. So get all y'all stuff together, and I'm going to give y'all a little bit of time to get y'all stuff together, and I'm going to come right back. All right, y'all. So I hope that y'all got y'all snacks, okay? So, y'all, back then I was working in the emergency department or whatever. And if y'all have ever, it's just certain things that, healthcare heroes, we can relate to. Sometimes the general public be like, oh, you chose to do this job, and you, they just be saying little stuff, and it's nah, people be out of order, out of line, and sometimes you be like, let's have a conversation, okay? Don't look at this, let's have a conversation, okay? Woman to woman, okay? Sometimes you man to man, okay? Human to human. Let me have a conversation with you, okay? Because, yeah. So, yeah, if anybody have ever worked in the ED, y'all already know sometimes what it be given. It be given a whole lot, okay? And sometimes, even if you have sat in the ED, sometimes you be sitting in there clutching your pearls, when are you going to call me to the back? Sometimes it could be a lot. Granted, it was very rewarding. It definitely prepared me for the rest of my career because, like I said, if you work in the ED, baby, that is the hood. Okay, ED is the hood. You never know what you got to do, what you got to get into. You got to be ready for whatever if you work in the ED. Keep your head on the swivel, honey, because anything could be happening. So, to tell y'all, I'm going to kind of give y'all, the workflow. So, everybody in the ED has a job, right? You got the people that's in the front, that's doing the triage, right? You got the people that's in the back, that's, taking care of their patients. You got the people that's handling the ambo doc. So basically you got the people who, when the ambulance is coming, when you get all of this stuff, when the fire department coming, y'all hear that little phone go, anybody who work in the ED, y'all know what that phone is. That's the phone that make everybody say, oh goodness. That's the oh goodness phone. So yeah, so everybody pretty much has a job. Y'all, this is a night that I will just never forget in my entire life, It was a dark and stormy night. And y'all probably think I'm playing, but no, for real, it was a dark and stormy night. Like I said, I work overnight. I work 11 p.m. to 7 a.m., 7:30 technically, but baby, I was up to 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock, I'm done. So y'all, it was a dark and stormy night. It was cold outside, okay? So I'm going to just say, give me a month when it's cold, like, I'm going to say like crisp November air. Like, it's like that crisp, cold rain that make you like hurry up, and you know, you got your umbrella, like you hurrying up, running in the building because it's like a crisp, cold rain. So that's what it was giving that night. And back then, it used to be, you just had security in the ED, but we used to have police officers in our ED as well. Like, I'm telling y'all, listen, y'all, sometimes the emergency room gets very, very, very real. Like, we used to have police down there, and sometimes they used to take people to the clink. Because I'm telling y'all, people be acting a fool, but whatever, right? It was literally a dark and stormy night. The wait was long. Like, sometimes the wait used to be like 18 hours, but I used to be like, bruh, I would never sit down here for 18 hours, but you know, whatever. In ED, sometimes you got your frequent flyers and all type of things, right? So this particular night, I was working in the front, right? So you see all the people that's, you know, coming through the front door and all of this stuff, right? So in the back, this particular night, an ambo come in. So sometimes, depending on how crowded it is in the back, they may just roll the person like to the front for them to be registered, to be triaged and stuff like that, if it's like crowded in the back, right? Because if there's nobody in the front, or everyone in the front has already been triaged and taken care of, then, you know, it's teamwork, right? So this person, we're gonna call this person John Doe. Duh. So John Doe comes in. John Doe is a frequent flyer. Everybody know John. Everybody know John Doe. So they see John Doe in the back. They determine, all right, it's nothing wrong with John Doe, even though they came in on an ambulance. It wasn't that severe for them to go right into the room. So, you know what they do? They roll your butt right out to the front. So the front area, you know, it's a waiting room. So I'm in the front. Like I said, I'm going down the list of all the people that's there. So I get to John. So I'm like, you know, John Doe. So I go out. I'm looking around for John Doe. I don't see John Doe. So I'm like, okay, whatever, right? So I go in the back, go do some stuff, you know, do what I had to do, go in the back, you know, run around, blah, 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 right? So a lot of places have like a 3 strike and you out type of thing, right? So when I'm looking at the system, I'm like, it say that John just came. But I'm like, okay, maybe they went to the bathroom, right? Cool. So I go do some other stuff that I had to do. So I come back again. I'm like, John Doe. It's no answer. So I'm like, all right. Now I'm like, all right, I'm finna go to lunch. Like, I'm finna go to lunch, honey. So y'all, I leave. I'm gone for, you know, I'm supposed to get like 30 minutes. I'm going for like 45 minutes or so. You know, give me a little extra time. I'm going to go for like 45 minutes. So when I come back, it's new people there. So if y'all know, sometimes like people just come to like the emergency department. Sometimes like just to eat. Sometimes they just want to get out from out of the elements and stuff like that. So sometimes it's just like, okay, like it was cold and it was raining outside. So, you know, some people it's just like, okay, whatever, like let them sleep till the morning type thing. So I really wasn't like too much worried about John, because I'm like, you know, maybe John just wanted to come in here and get in the system and get a little turkey sandwich, little apple and all that. So I'm like, okay, cool. So By then, other people had came in, so I'm calling the other people to come or whatever. So I'm like, all right, it's been a couple hours since then. Like, let me call John again. So I go back out there. I'm like, John, they don't answer. I'm like, John, still no answer. So I'm like, okay, they gotta be in here. So I'm like, let me go make a round to see if I see John. Because like I said, John comes all the time. So I know who John is. So I'm going, checking in the bathroom and all that stuff. But like I told y'all, you gotta keep your head on the swivel because you never know. So I'm going around. So I see John sitting in the chair. I'm like, John, I'm calling you so you can come and you could get seen. John, what's going on, buddy? John was like, B, you better get out my face. I was like, John, come on. I was like, come on. We not get ready. Come on. We not get ready to do that tonight. You know the routine. I said, you know the routine. If you don't come, they're going to kick you out. I was like, so it's cold outside. It's raining outside. I know you don't want them to kick you out. So just come on so we can just keep the program rolling, right? So John is like, all right, I'll be there. I'll be there. So 5 minutes go by. 10 minutes go by. 15 minutes go by. John never came. So I was like, yo, let me go back out there. Let me see what John is up to, right? So I go back out there. I'm like, John, are you coming? And John was like, I told you I'll effing be there. So I was like, all right, here we go. I'm like, okay, well, I'm waiting for you. So y'all, when John came in on the ambulance, they give you a little basin because whatever John was there for, John was throwing up, right? So I'm standing, holding the door open for John. I'm standing there like this. So this is the door behind my back, holding the door open. So I'm waiting for John to come so John can come in the little office. So I'm waiting and John coming and John is a young person. John is a young person. Like, me and John is the same age. So back then I probably was like maybe 19 years old. So John is a young person, just like me. So I'm like, okay. I'm waiting for John. John just taking his sweet time to come. And it's literally like, do. So I'm still holding the door open because I'm just like, I don't have time. In my head, I'm just like, I don't have time to be playing this game, these games with you tonight. Like, come on. So as I'm standing there with the door open, like, John is really like playing like chinching up there to where you like, I done seen you run, skip, and hop for things way faster. So I was like, do you need some assistance? So John was like, B, you say me down there trying to sleep, and you keep calling me. So John just stopped completely and was like, if you want me, then you come and get me. So I was like, okay, cool, right? Because by then, John had sat in somebody's wheelchair that wasn't his. And when I say chinching, like, was sitting in a wheelchair, like, chinching up. So I was like, okay. I was like, I'll come get you because you're taking a long time. I was like, okay, cool. I'll come get you. So I went and got my gloves, whatever, put my gloves on. So I go there to go get John because John was moving like molasses, right? And as I'm pushing John was like cussing me out. He's like, you're moving the chair too effing fast and da da da. I'm like, you literally, Like, when I asked you to come on your own time, you didn't want to do it. So now that I'm pushing you in a wheelchair, like, now you got complaints. So I was like, you know what? All right. We're not playing this game tonight. I was like, so by then I had moved from behind the chair because I'm going back in the office. So how it was set up, it was like triage room, triage room, triage room. Then it was like the front. So at the front, it was like the police, the actual police. It was another registration person, and it was security that was all like standing there, like, you know, within the vicinity. So I was like, all right, look, do you want to come or do you not want to come? Because the game, like, I'm not gonna be able to do the game. Like, I'm not gonna be able to do that tonight. Like, so are you coming or do you not want to come? Just let me know what you want to do, and we can get it taken care of. If you don't want to come, you don't want to be seen, then you could go. Well, John didn't like that. John started hollering, screaming, cutting up. So I don't even have nothing, but oh yes I do. Hold on, y'all. Y'all know I always got here my little prop show, but y'all are just, it's just a little puff. So okay, y'all know the little basins be like, you know, little basin, whatever that. If you have to, you just go whatever in it, right? So I'm standing there. John's like, that's all the F y'all want to do is put me out. And da-da-da. I was like, no. I said, I asked you where you coming. I came to come get you. Like, you're doing a lot right now. Y'all. John looked me dead in my eyes. And I stared John back dead in his eyes. And as we was having a stare down, baby John took that bucket up like this. And y'all, I don't know if y'all know about Steez. Y'all see this, but y'all, Steez used to play basketball and soccer, okay, baby? So when I seen John going like that, I started hitting the back pedal. Whoa, 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 whoa. I'm hitting the back pedal. I'm da-da-da-da. Feel me? I'm running it back. Baby John took that thing and was like, F you, B, and baby, tossed it. Tossed it right at me, y'all. As I'm backpedaling, Miss Steez wasn't going fast enough. Apparently, Queen Steez was not backing up fast enough, baby, because it all went all over me down to my pants. And y'all, I couldn't contain myself. I let out a loud, oh, hell no. So just imagine that. So by then the police grabbed the thing, threw it up. He was like, oh, I know you just like, oh my goodness, y'all. After that, it was on like popcorn. I'm telling you, baby, it was on. Baby. All I remember is something deep in me was like, cause what? Look, my head started spitting around, them eyes started going crazy. I was going to jail. I said, oh, baby, I'm going to jail tonight. I said, I'm about to go to jail tonight. Yo, the cops was hemming him up. The security, everybody ran down there, baby, but I don't know, y'all. I blacked out. I don't know what happened, y'all. I blacked out on that part. But use your imagination of what was going down. I said, I'm going to jail tonight. I'm losing my job tonight. I said, I done wasted all my years in school, y'all. I said, I'm going to jail. I said, I'm going to jail. I'm going to jail. I'm going to jail. I told him, I said, yo, call my mother. I'm going to jail. So, y'all, at that point, they all, like, hemming him up or whatever to kick him out of the hospital. I'm like, not y'all just about to kick him out. Like, I want to fight. Like, I wanted to fight. That is, like, the worst thing that you can ever do to a person, I feel like, is to spit on them or to, like, throw something on them, bodily fluids on them. Like, nah, I'm going to jail. So, y'all, as they're kicking him out, because I had to, like, take away for a second, because I was like, at this point, I had just started, like, chuckling in the inside, because, like I said, some stuff that you see is just very unbelievable at times, y'all. So, they're, like, you know how they used to put, like, Jazzy Jeff, how Uncle Phil used to toss Jazzy Jeff out? They're literally, like, you getting up out of here, like. So they you know how somebody hem you up one arm and one arm? I'm like, oh my goodness, y'all. So they're, like, trying to walk John out the door. John is gripped to the doors like this. John like, I ain't going. I ain't going. I was like, yo. I was like, y'all gotta be lying. I was like, nah, no way. I was like, there's no way. John's like, I ain't going. Y'all ain't putting me up out of here. I ain't going. In the midst of this, y'all, John still had his blanket. Because remember, like I told y'all, it was a dark and stormy night. Baby, when they put John out, John came back in there. They was like, John, go ahead before we lock you up, bro. Like, go ahead before we lock you up. I was like, no, y'all don't gotta lock him up. I was like, y'all don't gotta lock him up. I was like, asking my supervisor, I was like, look, let me off. Let me get off right now. They was like, no, we ain't letting you off. I said, let me off. What, you gotta be, what, 200, 300 feet from the premises? I'm gonna go walk 200, 300 feet, however many feet I gotta be away from the premises. I was like, can I go home? Can I be dismissed? Can I go home? They was like, no, we not letting you go home. I was like, please let me go home. Let me go outside. They was like, no, you're not going outside. I was ready to go out. I was ready to go outside. So the police was like, if you go outside, we gonna lock you up too. I said, okay, well, put us in the same car and I guess we'd be just back there headbutting each other. Like, yeah, like, no. Y'all, they ain't asked me that I'm gonna press charges. They ain't asked me nothing. So meanwhile, I'm like, of course I went, like, behind the desk and all this, because I'm like, yo, like, I just can't even believe what just happened. I'm like, you know, I've been nothing but nice to you. Like, but, you know, that don't even matter. You being nice to people. People be just doing whatever. It don't even matter if you nice or mean to them. They don't even care. But, y'all, John kept trying to come in. So I'm like, very confused. So what does John do? John took the blanket that he had. John tied it around and was tying it in a bow on himself and was going like, so of course John is like, if y'all don't let me back in here, I'm gonna do something to myself. So at that point, as y'all know, they have to let John back in. So they're like, call back the psych. We're going to have to take John to psych. So I was like, okay. I want to do the same thing. Because I want to go to psych too. Because I'm going to tear John up when we get to psych. Like, I'm not, you want to play games? Baby, we going to play some games. We both going to be back in psych. We both get ready to be back there. And if y'all don't know, psych is the open space. So we both going to be back there. That's where I want to go to. Like, what? I just had to tell this story because recently, it was like a story that was big in the news where, like, this nurse got pummeled by a patient And nobody came, no security came. Like the patient was just going in and nobody did anything. And more recently, they have healthcare workers, y'all, taking hand-to-hand combat classes. And I was just like, excuse me? Like what? I don't come to work for this. Yo, hand-to-hand combat classes. Listen, if y'all think I'm playing, I'm not. Like, I'm not. You gotta take a virtual part, and then you have to go to the second part, which is in a class where they teach you, you know, hand-to-hand combat and how to protect yourself at work. Like, I'm like, where was this? You know, back when I be getting attacked back in the hospital, you know, people be attacking me for no reason, but nevertheless, I just thought that was very crazy. So, y'all know, I always try to give y'all a moral of the story, or I don't even know what the moral, y'all give me the moral of the story. I don't even know what the moral of the story would be, because, like, sometimes it's just like, some things is just like never good enough. Like, no matter what you do, 2 people, 4 people, it's just never good enough. That was just very, very, very crazy. And y'all, my career could have ended that night. But I was so glad after that I got my transfer approved and I left the ghetto and moved to a deluxe apartment in the sky, y'all. And after I left the ratchet ED, I went to move on to work in the ICU. So, y'all, I told them, I'm leaving you chicken dinners down here. I'm done with y'all. I'm moving to a deluxe apartment in the sky. I'm going to the ICU with the big dogs. And then, y'all, after I got up there, y'all, I still was getting ready to get whomped. I still was about to get whomped by some of the people. But no, y'all, like I always tell you, some stuff can happen anywhere. And, I mean, this was just like, it comes with the territory, right? When you work in ED, you know, you likely, anything can happen, anything can walk through the doors. So, as I say, in real life and at work and workspaces, not even if you just work in healthcare, you always be extra vigilant of, you know, your surroundings and protect yourself. But that was just something that happened to me, y'all, like early in my career. Now, try Jesus. Don't try me, honey. Psych, y'all. I hope everybody enjoyed this story. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And make sure you drop down and leave me a comment. Also, you know, your girl, y'all can show your girl some love and send a super thanks. You know, give me little coin dollars. Y'all can just send $1, $2. Y'all had to send nothing huge, but y'all can send me a little super thanks if you want. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.
Hey, hey, hey.